So shifting our focus now to Chelsea, I'd like to call on disgruntled sounding Chelsea supporter Manan. Hey Manan, how are you?
Hi Supreet, I think you mentioned I'm disgruntled, which I am.
Why you don't seem happy? Chelsea scored 3 goals.
Yeah, but you've got to consider that Southampton also scored 3 goals. Then West Brom also scored 3 goals. So you can see my frustration where I'm coming from.
What's gone wrong with Chelsea's defense? Total of 6 goals conceded against West Brom and Southampton. 9 goals conceded already in the season. Something's not right at the back. Obviously, there has been blame on the goalkeeper Kepa, but you cannot solely attribute conceding so many goals to the goalkeeper alone, right? What's not working well for Chelsea at the back?
Oh, where do I start, man? Like DT said in one of the AFTV classics, you can just pick my recording from one of the previous episodes and paste it here. Mistakes again, horrible positioning again, more shambolic defending. The worry is that from the moment Ings scored, right, the Saints' first goal, it was pathetically predictable. We were always going to wilt under pressure. Saints deserved their equalizer, deserved their point. They pressed brilliantly in the second half. Our midfield just couldn't cope with them. That left the defense horribly exposed again. So it's a recurring theme under Lampard. And talking about that second goal, it is obvious that the spotlight will be on Kepa. And make no mistake, he was definitely culpable for the goal. But what on earth is Zuma thinking there? First he sells Kepa shot with his back pass, then he doesn't bother tracking back and mop up his mistake to begin with, and then Kepa, oh Kepa, man, where do you start? I mean, why are you so allergic to making saves, man? So that's I think we'll never know. I mean, we'll never understand why he just stay on his feet and clear the ball after he let and even after he let Adams past him. He did get a second chance to clean up, just get your hands on the damn ball, and he messed that up as well. So amateurish stuff from everyone involved. It's a recurring theme under Frank Lampard's Chelsea, and it hurts that we are this predictable, to be very honest with you.
Right. But Manan, you can't completely blame Kepa for that Adams goal. I think Zuma was equally culpable.
You're right, exactly. So, like I said, Zuma, I don't know what on earth is he thinking. Terrible back pass, no tracking back to clean up. It's horrible. It's shambolic from top to bottom.
Right. And something's got to change, obviously, right? What do you think that change is going to be for Chelsea at the back? Obviously, there are a few options. Thiago Silva. I don't think Marcus Alonso is again is being considered, but yeah, Chelsea do have a few options at the back. What do you think is going to change?
So for starters, I think Edward Mendy coming in will be a big relief. Reason being, I think even Frank said in his press conference for the Champions League game today, he also mentioned that if you look at the stats, Chelsea ever since Lampard took over, Chelsea have conceded the second least shots on in the Premier League, second only to Man City, and 17% of those shots have gone in, which is a horrible statistic
Mm,
from a defensive point of view. So and there's only one common denominator there, and that is Kepa. Unfortunately, I don't want to pin everything on him because it's just more than just him. But bringing in Mendy would be a major boost, assuming he's a half decent goalkeeper, to be honest. So I think that will change things a lot, and also Silva's leadership and communication will help a lot. So his ability to organize the defense, his ability to just shout at others, just get them back in position
yeah,
and communicate. That's going to be a big factor in our backline for sure.
yeah,
But I think even Lampard has to take that into consideration, that even though the personnel are do have the limitations, even he as a manager has to find a solution, because previous regimes have had a similar personnel. I think David Luiz, again, he has a mistake in him or two. Gary Cahill is a Chelsea great for sure, but you can't put him in that best of all time bracket. So managers have found a way to maximize the strengths and mitigate the limitations. So I think it's down to Frank and the team to sort this one out.
Yeah. All right. So moving on, I thought Timo Werner had an excellent game. His first goal was obviously very well taken. I just loved the dummy and then beating three defenders on the way to scoring his first Premier League goal, and the second goal as well. Right, very well taken. Beautiful pass from Jorginho. It was, I think, and
Yep.
obviously playing a big part in the third goal, taking the cross from Pulisic, not being selfish, and just assisting Kai Havertz for his first goal in the Premier League. Right, overall, an awesome performance from Timo Werner. Is there any way back for Olivier Giroud or Tammy Abraham into the team when Werner is fit?
I think it's more. I mean, I'll start first with Timo's performance. So I think Turbo Timo is going to be a nightmare for Premier League defenders. Even without these two goals, I think he's been very impressive whenever he's played for Chelsea
Yeah,
this season. He's won a couple of penalties. He's put himself about.
yeah,
His work rate has been particularly very impressive. And like you rightly mentioned, the two goals that he scored were of incredibly high quality and skill.
hmm,
So I'm incredibly pleased to have him on our side. Talking about Tammy Abraham and Olivier Giroud, I think both of them provide a different dimension in terms of a tactical point of view.
hmm,
Werner's versatility comes into the picture here. I think both the Ollie and Tammy have a lot to offer because this is going to be a longer season. While obviously we are out of one competition, unfortunately, but we are still in three of them. So I think everyone will get their chances, and they have the opportunity to change things up from the bench as well. So I wouldn't say that they are completely out of the picture, but yeah, as long as Werner is firing on all cylinders, I think it's an uphill battle for these two, Tammy and Oli.
yeah. All right. So first half, Chelsea obviously played really well, getting into a 2-0 lead. But then in the second half, it seemed like Southampton, you know, pushed for that pushed for the equalizer. They fought really hard, and eventually they did get there. Right? Is Lampard
Hmm.
is Frank Lampard, still figuring out his best midfield composition? He started with a 4-5-1 formation, if I'm 4-2-3-1 rather, right? Kante and Jorginho at the base
Hmm.
of it, Mount and Pulisic on the flanks, Havertz in the center, and Werner up front, right? Um, is I mean, obviously there are several other options that uh, Frank Lampard can actually exploit. There's Ziyech, who he bought off the bench, James. There is Hudson Odoi, several players, right?
Right.
Is he still trying to figure out his best midfield composition, or do you think this is midfield that's here to stay?
Uh, I'm not quite confident in the current setup we are playing in 4-2-3-1. To be very honest with you, but simply because you saw how against West Brom, Lampard preferred Conte and Kovacic in the pivot, and they just did not click at all because both have a tendency to push higher up the pitch, and that leaves the already shaky back four horribly exposed. Same thing happened here. Jorginho this time, he also pushed a lot higher than he normally does, and that leaves a gaping hole at the back. So I think I'm not a particular fan of 4-2-3-1 unless you have the right personnel to go with. Uh, I would say that he is figuring out his best midfield combination, but if he's going to stick with the 4-2-3-1, I think the message that needs to go out to the players is that one of the two, at least at all times, need to stay back and protect the back four. And I think that's where the need for a true defensive midfielder has never been more apparent, be it Declan Rice or anyone else. So I think the midfield combination has to be right. It does contribute partly in when we talk about a horrible defense that we have, because midfield control is something that we are also not exactly at our very best at this point.
Yeah,
So, all in all, I think the sooner Frank settles on a first choice 11 and a first choice system, then probably we'll see more consistency in terms of results and performances from Chelsea.
all right. Thank you so much, Manan, and all the best for your next match.
Cheers.